Well, students, now let us continue with our discussion in alternating current. We have discussed how to measure the value of a fluctuating source. We have seen how exactly RMS value is calculated, or the effective value, and average value of AC. Now let us extend. See, AC with R only means what? You have to understand the statement. Everything becomes clear. R is a resistance. To resistance you are feeding fluctuating source. Till now you were doing DC sources in the circuit. You were using battery. It's a DC source with resistance, and then you said V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3, so on and so forth, right? Because it was a DC source. What happens when a fluctuating source is connected? How will the behavior of resistance would be towards a fluctuating source? That is to be understood. To understand the behavior of any source connected to any device, that device can be a resistor, can be a capacitor, can be an inductor, can be anything. Based on the kind of source supply you have connected, its behavior changes. So if we try to see the circuit diagram for this, it is like this. You have only one resistor, this is R, and it is connected to an AC source. So AC source is represented by this way. There is no positive and negative. There is no positive and negative. And this is the symbol for AC, which is a sine wave. So in all your devices, please check this. You will find a small tilde character, and it will write, they will mention it 220 volt 50 hertz. That tilde character is this wave, AC source, kind of the source to be connected. RMS value 220 volt, frequency 50 hertz only is to be given. That is the ratings of any device. This is how we have. Now, since AC source is there, so we know what exactly the value, the frequency we know the peak value or the RMS value. So the ratings of the source is given by E is E naught sin omega t. Now R is connected. What happens? There will be a current. So the question arises, what will be the expression for the current? So current I is given by E by R. This is known to us. So this is nothing but E naught sine of omega t by R. So E naught by R we can write as I is I naught sine of omega t. This is exactly what we have as the expression for current. Now, what information can we get from the expression for voltage and current? This is what is the analysis of AC circuit. First information, phase difference between the two is 0, which means that both voltage and current start at the same point, same instant, reach maximum at the same instant, become 0 also at the same instant. So if I try to plot the variation of E and I, then the variation will look like this. This is what we have for, let us say E. This represents E. And if we take I, then phase difference is 0. Observe. Both of them start at the same instant, t is 0. Both of them achieve maximum at the same instant, become 0. This is what is the meaning of phase difference between the two is 0. This is one information. Second information that we must know is how exactly, what is the power consumption by the component? How much is the power consumed by R? So let us try to find out power consumption. How to find power consumption? We know that in a DC circuit we write P is equal to VI. In a DC circuit we happily write P is VI. Why? Because V does not change with time. I does not change with time. Therefore we say P is VI. But in AC, this is what we have in DC. Na? What will you have in AC? In AC, at every instant V is different, I is different. Then that is why we say instantaneous power. Instantaneous power, that is small p. So EI. This is instantaneous power. Means power is a function of time. Why? Because E is a function of time, I is also a function of time. So what we get? P is equal to E is what? E naught sine of omega t. What is I? I naught sine of omega t. This is what we have. This gives us E naught I naught sine square omega t. This is your instantaneous power. See, it is a function of time, so it is instantaneous power. From this we have to find what is the average power, because in a fluctuating source what we find either RMS or the average. Let us try to find average power. So what will be the average power? Average power, it is a function of time, so we have to go for integration. Continuous function, both are continuous function, so we will do integration of P dt over one complete cycle upon integration dt. This is called average power. This is the expression for average power. How will you find this average power? Average power is, we know P is known to us. So let us try to find the value of average power. So the average power will be, integration will be what? E naught I naught will come outside, denominator will give t, and we will have from 0 to t of sine square omega t dt. Now if you remember, just in the previous class we did integration of sine square omega t. RMS value, when we found out, we did integration of sine square omega t. What was that we got? E naught I naught by t, we got it as t by 2. So we can use that information here directly, or you can try it as an exercise. So what we get this as? This we get as E naught I naught by 2. See how it can be transformed. This we can write as, this we can transform as E naught by root 2 into I naught by root 2. Why are we writing like this? Because we have seen that E naught by root 2 is known as ERMS, I naught by root 2 is known as IRMS. So what we got? Therefore, average power consumed is ERMS into IRMS. Now, very important. It means that the resistor is consuming power. How much power is it consuming? ERMS, IRMS. What is the role of R in a DC circuit? In a DC circuit, R blocks the current. That is why the name resistance is given. it is offering resistance to the motion of the charge, na? So it is the resistance means blocking. Here, is it blocking the current? See, it is consuming power. Check. In AC, is it capable of blocking AC? How will you find out whether it is blocking or not? Yes. This graph tells us everything if we are able to extract the information. See here. It is starting from 0, both of them. Both of them achieve maximum at the same instant. Now, if there was blocking, how can they travel together? How can they achieve maximum at the same instant? This means that current is traveling along with the voltage in the same phase. Therefore, it is not getting blocked. If it is getting blocked, one will be ahead and one will be behind. One will achieve maximum at some instant. Next instant, the other will achieve maximum. That is called blocking. But here what is happening? They are traveling in the same phase, which means current is not getting blocked. So R is not capable of blocking AC. R can block only DC. That is what this analysis tells us. So in order to block DC, we are using resistance, resistor property of the wire. And in order to block AC, we cannot use R. Let us see then what is the device, what is the component which can block AC. So students, please remember this. This will come in multiple choice questions. Average power consumed, and this is called phasor relation. Phasor relation means phase. See, E is E naught sin omega t. Phase is 0, initial phase. I is I naught sin omega t. Phase is 0. If I plot it, that diagram in which phase of the quantities are represented is known as phasor diagram. So phasor diagram of any quantity will tell you whether it is ahead or behind with respect to another quantity. Now students, let us take the second circuit. AC with L only. What is the meaning? We are feeding an inductor with AC. Remember, we had done in one class LR DC circuit. Correct? This is AC circuit. See, it will be like this. This is the symbol for L. And this is the symbol for AC. This is what we have. So when AC is given means E is E naught sine of omega t. This is what we have. And this is L. Now we have E. We have to find what? Expression for current. How will you find expression for current? So here we will use the concept of electromagnetic induction, where we have found out that EMF induced across an inductor is given by minus L di by dt. So what we can say, we know E is equal to magnitude of L di by dt we can write, or you can use minus of L di by dt. Here minus sign is not relevant because this is not a DC. It is an AC, which means every half cycle polarity also reverses. They keep on mutually reversing. That is why you can take the magnitude also. So E is given as E naught sine of omega t. This is what we have. So this gives us we can say minus L, you have di by dt. Now we need to find expression for E or I. How will you find I? See here, we can write what? Di is equal to minus of E naught by L sine of omega t dt. This is what we can write, di. So if you take the magnitude, or we can write di is equal to, as I told, magnitude E naught by L and sine of omega t dt. How will you find I? I is integration of di. So that is minus of E naught by L integration of sine of omega t dt. This is what we can say. So what will be integration now? E is equal to what you will get? What is integration of sine of omega t dt? So when we integrate this, we will get E naught. Sine is minus of cos. So we can write minus of cos omega t by omega. If you consider this minus sign, then minus into minus will make it plus. If you take magnitude alone, as I said, then this minus will not be there. So your answer will come in terms of minus of E naught by omega L cos of omega t. Like this you get E, I. Observe, this expression I can write as E naught by omega L sine of omega t minus pi by 2. Apply sine of A minus B. Sine A cos B, cos 90 is 0 minus sine 90 is 1 cos omega t. So we can write this way also the expression for I. Now observe, this expression of I we can write as I. This entire thing if I write as I naught sine of omega t minus pi by 2. See, this is the expression for current in L only circuit. What was the expression for current in R only? I naught sine omega t. So the phase difference was 0. Observe, here there is a phase difference. Here the initial phase is 0, here it is minus pi by 2. So what do we conclude? We conclude that current is lagging. Minus pi by 2 is behind. Current is lagging the applied voltage by pi by 2. This is called blocking current. So L is capable of blocking AC. So if we want to use some device which can resist AC, then use inductor. That is the reason why in practical life, in tube lights we are using inductor. Why? Because the supply given to the tube light is AC and you want to block it. If you put a resistor, it is not going to block. We have seen that in the derivation. So what is to be put? We have to use inductor. That is why choke coil is used in tube lights. Why? Because of this reason. So the phase difference is what? Is it lag or lead? Very important. In L only circuit or in an inductor or an inductor brings about a phase difference of pi by 2 between voltage and current. This pi by 2 is lag or lead. Compulsorily current lags EMF or voltage by 90 radians, pi by 2 radians or 90 degrees. So it is able to block. This is what we have seen. So if you try to see this in the form of a phasor diagram, plotted phasor diagram, If we plot a phasor diagram, this is T. Let us say this is E. Please tell me from where the I will start. How to find out? To find out, take the reference as 0. Put T as 0. If you put the value of T as 0 here, you are getting E as 0. Perfect. It is starting from 0. Now put T is 0 here. If you put T as 0 here, what you get? Sine of minus pi by 2 is minus sine pi by 2. So it will start from minus I naught. So negative side you have to take. That is exactly how you will be plotting. So there is a phase difference of pi by 2. That is how you will plot. The question arises now, what is this I naught? What is this I naught? See here, I naught, negative na? So it will come here. Please remember. So your graph will be like this. This is your I graph. At T is 0, I is minus I naught na? So minus I naught, negative ordinate. Now as you put this as pi by 2, pi by 2 minus pi by 2 is how much? 0. Sine 0 is how much? 0. This means when E achieves maximum, this is 180 na? Pi. Pi minus pi by 2 is pi by 2. See, plus. This is how you can cross check what you have plotted is correct or not. This is for I. That is how we can plot. This is the phasor diagram. Observe here. See, this is what is called the blocking, phase difference. Like how we say in practical life, head start. In marathon, we say head start, like this, you see. This is the phase difference which is measured in. Next, very important thing is we have to find the power consumption. Before that, we said that we have found out from the phasor diagram that inductor is capable of blocking AC. If it is capable of blocking AC, this means it is offering resistance to AC. See, the word resistance or the resistor is reserved for DC circuit. The word R, resistor, is reserved for DC circuit. For AC circuit, we are using inductor. These are the keywords which will be extensively used in numericals, and you should know what exactly is happening in the circuit. So don't expect everything will be given in the question. Now, I naught. In the previous circuit, we took this as what? We took it as E naught by R. If you remember, in R only circuit, we wrote I naught as E naught by R. Here what did we write? I naught. I naught we wrote it as E naught by omega L. See how easily we can find out everything if we know all these analysis. There is no need to know anything. See, if you know simple mathematics, more than enough. What is the unit of measurement of I naught or current I? Ampere. This is ampere. Ampere is volt upon ohm. E naught will be measured in volts, R will be measured in ohms. Correct? Extend it. So similarly, E naught is measured in volts. So the whole omega L should be in ohms. So this is the value of resistance it is capable of offering. This omega L is the value of the resistance that an inductor can offer to AC. Perfectly right, because it depends on omega, and every source, AC source, has a frequency. So this term omega L is known as inductive reactance. Inductive means because of inductor reactance. It is denoted by X with a subscript L. So, resistance offered by an inductor to an AC is known as inductive reactance. So, what we have now? XL is omega L. Omega is what? 2 pi FL. Now you will say, why don't we use inductor in DC circuit? Correct? You can use. Why don't we use inductor or the choke coil in bulbs? Correct. What is F for a DC? F is 0 for a DC. That is why initially we were doing the comparison for this only. F is 0 for a DC. If F is 0, how much is XL? 0. This means in a DC, inductor is a waste. Why? Because it is not able to offer any resistance. That is why inductors or inductive coils are not used in DC circuit. It is not able to do anything in DC. It will be a simple piece of connecting wire in the circuit. That is why inductors are not used in DC circuit, but definitely an AC means a fluctuating source will have a frequency. Because of that frequency, there is a reversal in the polarity. Because there is a reversal, Lenz's law, whenever, or the Faraday's law, whenever there is a change in the flux linked with the coil, EMF gets induced. Induced EMF is in which direction? Opposite, opposition. That is how it is able to offer resistance to the source, and hence it is able to give you the kind of resistance. This is how we are able to find inductive reactance and the resistance. Now coming to the power consumption. How much will be the power consumption by this component? How much power will an inductor consume in its operation? We have seen resistance consumes a power of ERMS into IRMS when it is placed in an AC circuit. So how much will be the power consumption by this particular component? So let us take up power consumption. By an ideal inductor. This is what we are taking. Power consumption, as we have seen, instantaneous power. Because it is a function of time, instantaneous power, we take it as EI. E is what? E naught sine of omega t. And I is what? Minus of I naught cos of omega t. This is what we have seen. We can write this in the form of E naught I naught by 2 sine of 2 omega t. This way also we can write, because sine 2a is 2 sine a cos a, that is known to us. That is what I am using. Now this is instantaneous power. Now what will be average power? Average power. What did we see average power as? Integration of p dt upon dt from 0 to t for complete cycle. So this gives us what? Minus of E naught I naught by 2, and this t integration of sine of 2 omega t dt from 0 to t. This is what we have. There are two ways by which we can evaluate this integration. One is our understanding, our concept. If our concept is clear, in one step, within seconds, we can write the answer. The second is mathematical approach. Go on integrating this, no big deal. It's a single function, sine 2 omega t. Integrate it, pass on the limits, evaluate it. Now here I will tell you this will be 0. there is no power consumption. Why this is 0? Very simple logic. It's a sine function, and sine function average value will be 0. We have seen that initially. Same logic we can apply here, and we say it is 0. See the best part of it. Power consumption is 0. See, choke coil in the tube light is not consuming any power. You are not getting bill because of the choke coil working. Power consumption is 0. And see the beauty of it. It is able to block also. And exactly reverse behavior we are having for resistance. Resistance R is not able to block AC, but it is consuming power. L is blocking AC, but not consuming any power. That is the reason why inductive coils are extensively used in AC circuits to block AC. That is how the behavior of L only. Students, you have to be very clear how L behaves. So if only L is there, phase difference is 90. But if L is placed with any other component, phase difference will not be 90, it will be something else. But the behavior will be lagging. Here we have seen lag. Okay, now let us take the next circuit. This is C only. See, in case in alternating current, this chapter, you will have circuits where only one component will be there. Second type of circuit where there will be combination of two components, and the third combination of all the three. So these are the combination. We have to analyze what happens when a component is alone placed with a source. Then when it is placed in comparison in along with another component, and when all the three are there, then how does each component behave? That is what we have to analyze. AC with C only. How the circuit will look like? We have a capacitor, parallel plate capacitor, and we have a AC source. This is what an AC source is. So this is C, and this is E is E naught sine of omega t. This is what we have as the AC source and C. Our aim is what? In any AC circuit, our aim is to find I. How will you find I? I is dq by dt. dq by dt. And Q is C into V. Na? Q is C into V. I think you have done this in capacitance. Q is C into V. Out here V is E. So what we get? This is d by dt of C. E is E naught sine of omega t. So what we get now? I is equal to C E naught. If you differentiate this, what you will get? Omega cos of omega t. So what is the expression for I we are getting? I is equal to omega c into E naught into cos of omega t. This is what we have. Now if I write this entire thing as I naught, because the maximum value of cos function is +1, so we can say I is equal to I naught. I can write this as sine of omega t plus pi by 2. Now you will say, why are we writing in terms of sine? Because source is a sine function. So if I write it as a sine function, it will become easy for me to find the phase difference. That is why we have to write same trigonometric ratio. Then only you can find phase difference. Otherwise, here omega t is there, here omega t is there. Don't jump into conclusion that phase difference is 0. Wrong. Here it is cos function, here it is sine function. You cannot do that. So this is the expression for current that we have in C only circuit. So now find out whether they are in same phase, whether they are lagging or leading. See, I is given as omega t plus pi by 2. Here it is only omega t. This means current is leading EMF or voltage by pi by 2 radians. So in a C only circuit, the current leads EMF. The current leads EMF by pi by 2. Very important feature we have. That is exactly how. So now if you draw the phase diagram, then what kind of variation do we get? This is for E. How the graph would be for I? In order to draw the graph for I, again put t is 0, E is 0, that is perfect. Put t is 0 here, plus pi by 2. So at t0 it will be at positive. So here it will be. So it will come like this. See? This is how the graph is. So at t0, I naught. When you put t as pi by 2, 90 plus 90, 180, sine 180, see 0. If you put 180, pi plus pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, so what will happen? Here it will be maximum. See, negative maximum, na? Minus. So that is exactly how the graph would for I. This is the graph for I. So that is exactly how we can say. So since we see that there is a phase difference, so that is exactly how the behavior of capacitor to an AC can be understood. Let us try to understand what is happening. What is the root cause for this phase lag, phase difference? I naught, if you remember in the previous equation, we wrote it as E naught by R. Here for I naught, what did we write? We can write this way, E naught by 1 by omega c. Because omega c is in the numerator. If you write it as a fraction like this, it will go. Why are we writing like this? Because I want ampere. Ampere is volt upon ohm. So I will keep only the term containing volt in the numerator. Rest of the term I will send it to the denominator. Then by comparison we can say XC. This is called capacitive reactance. This is called capacitive reactance. XC. So XC is what? 1 by omega c. What is, how to define capacitive reactance? Capacitive reactance is the resistance offered by a capacitor to a fluctuating AC source. Inductive reactance is the resistance offered by an inductor to a fluctuating AC source. See this. This is exactly what we have. So this can also be written as 1 by 2 pi FC, correct? Now, if we say that DC circuit we have, if a DC is there, what will be the value of F? The value of F is 0 for a DC. So capacitor will offer infinite resistance. Very simple to say infinite resistance. What is the significance of this statement? Infinite resistance. Infinite resistance means if you connect a capacitor to a DC, you have studied this. Capacitor is a device which stores charges. This is what is the meaning of infinite resistance. It does not allow the current to pass through it. Then where is the current going? It is storing in the capacitor. The charges are getting stored. This is the meaning of infinite resistance. That is why in DC circuit, if you have solved any circuit in which you were asked to find effective resistance and one capacitor was placed in one branch, we were not allowing any division of current in that branch. Why don't we allow division of current? Because capacitor offers infinite resistance to DC. How can current divide in that branch where capacitor is placed? It will not allow any current to pass through. That is why this is the concept, and this is the kind of questions which will be there. So DC circuit, it will not allow. That is the reason why. Capacitor, where do we see in daily life? If you have seen the starters in a tube light, that's a capacitor. You will never see a starter attached to a torch lamp. You can do this practical. Take that starter, connect it to the lamp of a torch. The moment you switch on, lamp will not glow because it's a DC. You are having a dry cell, na DC. Capacitor will offer infinite resistance. Why will the lamp glow? How will it glow? But the same thing, if I am placing with AC, it is allowing the tube light to glow. See, that is what is the behavior of capacitor towards the kind of source which is connected. So to sum up, what can we say? AC circuit, three things here we have found out. Now the power consumption will also be zero here. You can check that. We are having the same expression. We are having cost function only. So here also the power consumption will be zero as inductor. This type of questions are, theoretical questions are there. 3 mark question will be there in the board exam. Prove that an ideal capacitor consumes zero power in its operation. You will have a 3 marker question like this. Or it will be given, show that an ideal inductor does not consume any power in its operation. See, this you have to show the derivation and you have to prove that the power consumption, average power consumption is zero. This is a sure short 3 mark question which will be there in the board exam. Now, anyway, now power consumption is known. Now see, let us sum up with R only. We have seen current and the EMF applied voltage, they are in same phase. Phase difference is zero, which means that resistance R is not able to block AC. It is consuming power? Yes, it is consuming power ERMS, IRMS. Second, we have seen L only circuit. In L only circuit, the expression for current is what? I is I naught sine of omega t minus pi by 2, which means that the current lags EMF by pi by 2, lags EMF by pi by 2. How much is the resistance offered by an inductor? That is known as inductive reactance. So inductive reactance is omega L. It depends upon frequency. It depends on the value of L. For a DC circuit, inductive reactance is zero. That is why inductive coils are not used in DC circuit. Power consumed by an ideal inductor is zero in its operation. Finally, the AC circuit, which contains C, we have found out expression for the current I naught is I is I naught sine of omega t plus pi by 2, which means that current leads EMF by pi by 2. Again, capacitive reactance is given by 1 by omega C. Capacitive reactance is the resistance offered by a capacitor to an fluctuating AC. If we use DC, then it will offer infinite resistance. So power consumption by the C only is also zero. So these are the points, few points which you have to keep in mind when you are solving circuits, AC circuits with certain components.